begin by inviting our first speaker up to the podium. That's Ashley Amundsen. She was first introduced to FIRST robotics in the middle school, where she quickly became interested in STEM. Through her participation in FIRST robotics, as well as completing a Project Leadway's biomedical science program, she realized she would like to expand her passion for STEM and pursued a BS in engineering at the University of Maryland, Baltimore County. While there, she participated as a scholar in the Center for Women in Technology, and she was both a participant and a leader. And she worked for the engineering department there as well as a teaching fellow and conducted research with the National Institute of Standards. Ashley is now working in industry for Cognex Corporation as a field service engineer. She's excited about developing her engineering career in the industrial automotive industry. Please welcome Ashley to the podium.
Awesome. Well, welcome everybody. Thank you all for joining us here tonight. I can feel the excitement in the room. It's always a pleasure to sit alongside so many talented individuals and have the opportunity to learn and engage with one another. Tonight, I'll provide you with a short glimpse into my life, and particularly how mentorship has served an important role in my journey. So, as he previously mentioned, my name is Ashley Amundsen, and I became involved in the Harford County STEM program when I was in the 8th grade. It was in the midst of my family's move from Southern Maryland to Harford County when I was introduced to a man named Marco Cevellino via FaceTime. After spending 5 years attending FIRST Robotics Competition, or FRC meetings, at Aberdeen Proving Grounds, it is difficult to imagine being involved in the Harford County STEM program and not having crossed paths with Marco. My first 4 years with FRC Team 3941 were spent developing the team's identity with the Media and Communications sub-team. In my 5th year, though, I was encouraged to join the mechanical sub-team, where I helped design and develop one of the main components on that year's robot. While some of the details are hazy at this point, I do remember using a blow dryer to bend a piece of Lexan for the part that we designed. So while that may sound a bit rudimentary, our team did advance to the world's competition that year, so we must have done something right. It was somewhere in those 5 years, approximately 500 car rides to meetings, late nights and early mornings, that my passion for engineering materialized. This passion for engineering is what propelled me into the next stage of my academic career, which took place at the University of Maryland, or Baltimore County, or UMBC. UMBC gets an undeserved amount of flack for allegedly living in the shadow of UMD. But I would like to attest to the fact that there's not another school, not even UMD, that I would have rather spent 4 years at, even with one of them being online. There, I studied mechanical engineering because it allowed me to remain versatile and flexible in my future plans. I spent many hours solving integrals, designing projects like a motorized snow globe, and only shedding a few tears after some unsavory exam scores. When I wasn't focused on academics, I engaged with other organizations on campus, including the Center for Women in Technology, or CWIT program, UMBC's Residential Life program, the National Institute of Standards and Technology, or NIST, the Teaching Fellow Program, Alternative Spring Break, and more. So since finishing my Bachelor's of Science at UMBC, I'm now working in industry as a field service engineer with Cognex Corporation. Cognex is a leader in the industrial engineering space, producing top-of-the-line machine vision technology for companies like Amazon and Target. So the next time you get a package early, you can thank me for that. And the next time your package is lost or arrives way after your aunt's birthday, you can take that up with Jeff Bezos. Seriously, though, it is spaces like this that I am so thankful to have been a part of previously, and I'm excited to continue contributing to in the future. So, I'm just one of many success stories that have been established here in the Harford County STEM program, and I have people just like each and every one of all of you here today to thank for that. Because at the end of each and every one of the 500 car rides to meetings, there were mentors who were waiting for me, who spent many hours pouring so much knowledge and faith into me, when I'm sure there were many days that they would have rather just been relaxing at home. Throughout college, I had professors who guided me through the most challenging of problems, and so many other individuals and extracurriculars who helped me to grow outside of academics. So those who decided to show up for me, surely at the expense of their own leisure and free time, are the reason that I'm in the position I am today. Certainly, many of you here today are that person, or could be that person to somebody else who's on the verge of something incredible. And for that, I thank you as well. So just know that your efforts are greatly appreciated, and thank you all for the privilege of speaking with you here tonight. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the evening, and congratulations to all the recipients tonight.
Well, you're starting to feel like a surrogate parent here? Hope you are. Okay, our second speaker, Priscilla Lee. She was raised here in Harford County and was inspired by her parents, who are both engineers. She participated in multiple STEM outreach programs since elementary school and was encouraged to attend the Science and Math Academy here in Aberdeen. During high school, she participated in research programs through the Army Educational Outreach Program at Aberdeen Proving Ground and was working in bioengineering. That decided her career path. She then earned her bachelor's in bioengineering with a minor in global engineering leadership and followed it up with her master's in bioengineering at the James Clark School of Engineering, University of Maryland. Priscilla has been working as a biologist for U.S. Army DEVCOM Chemical Biological Center since November of 21. In addition, she's an adjunct lecturer at Stevenson University. Please welcome Priscilla to the podium.
I think this microphone's a little tall, but I swear I'm not short. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for the kind introduction and letting me be here tonight. I'm really excited to talk a little bit about my background and the impact that growing up in the Harford County area has had on me. Harford County has literally been my home since I was a baby. You could basically say I'm a local expert by now. Post-college, it is still my home. Big thanks to my mom and my dad for letting me rent out my childhood bedroom without increasing the price due to inflation. Simply a rare find. Being back home has made me appreciate a lot of things, but more specifically, it's made me appreciate the exposures I had to STEM since I was in elementary school. I am extremely fortunate to have had mentors and programs beginning when I was young, where the Harford County Public Library System began their LEAP Kits program. These kits included hands-on science activities to complete at home while offering in-person demonstrations at the library locations themselves. A big thank you to NMTC for providing the funding all the way in 2011 to expand the LEAP kits to all the library locations here. Moving on to middle school, I was really fortunate and got involved with the Army Educational Outreach Program, participating in summer camps such as GEMS and eCyber Mission. Big thank you to the APG scientists, engineers, and program managers who hosted hundreds of students in their labs, workspaces, and gave demonstrations, even when things were a bit more chaotic than they were used to. Even though these programs were only maybe 1 or 2 weeks per summer, they still had a huge impact and helped me steer my way into high school. Starting in high school through the Science and Mathematics Academy Magnet program, I was welcomed with a new community of teachers, staff, and students, but more specifically, professional mentors at the U.S. Army DEVCOM Chemical Biological Center, or ECBC for short, on APG South. By having a mentor and a team of scientists help me complete a senior year capstone project, I was able to determine early on that I loved working in research and technology, specifically combining engineering in the biological setting. During my time studying bioengineering in both undergraduate and graduate school, I continued to receive mentorship and support from not only DEVCOM CBC, but APG as a whole by returning for winter and summer internships through the SMART Scholarship Program. In college, I also realized quickly that not everyone else had the same opportunities, especially not as early as an elementary school student. As a now adult, or someone who is trying to be an adult, I should say, and full-time employee, I still receive mentorship every single day from both scientists at CBC, but also some personal mentors in the Harford County area, some of them in the room right now, you know who you are. And I'm really thankful to all of those mentors who took the time, the effort, the energy, and had lots and lots of patience for me to not only help my pathway into the STEM fields, but also the pathways of so many others who also experience the same types of experiences and programs in the Harford County area. I hope that one day, when I do learn how to adult better, I can also serve as a mentor to the newer generations in STEM. I hope that everyone has a great rest of their evenings, and thank you so much to the organizers for planning this awesome event, and congratulations to all the award winners as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ashley, and thank you, Priscilla. You sure captured what we're here for tonight, and you certainly articulate what it is that we are in this room to produce more of. And speaking of producing more of, the people that will be coming up now are the ones that in many ways have contributed to the Priscillas and Ashleys in our community, and also the Johns and Joes and James. So just want to mention that as well. We have an abundance of young talent moving through the ranks. We can certainly use more of it, both as a profit builder in our community and also for national security purposes. We need bright minds for the future. So right now I'm going to start off by inviting our Rising Star awardees up to the podium. And the Rising Star is awarded to someone who demonstrated the potential to be an excellent long-term contributor to building the STEM-educated workforce or advancing our innovation and technology base. And I'll start off by describing our first Rising Star. Lauren Beward is a business development manager at Bravura Information Technology Systems. She is active and recognized member of multiple professional organizations in the APG community, often in a leadership role. She develops programs, organizes educational events, and guides the STEM education efforts to build our workforce in Harford and Cecil counties. At these events, she mentors and helps the younger generation of the DoD workforce by organizing various soft-skilled focused events, such as the effective use of LinkedIn. I'm going to have to talk to you about that. Where she garnered 2 Model Chapter Awards for emerging leaders as a result of those efforts. In addition, she helped deliver more than $30,000 in scholarships and grants to local students and schools here in 2022. And she received the Personal Emerging Leadership Award from the AFCEA International Organization. Additionally, Lauren is an active volunteer in other community areas, working with organizations like SARC. And please buy your tickets because she is now a candidate, I guess, in the Dancing for the Arts, or STARS. So buy your tickets now, and Lauren is going to razzle and dazzle us, she promises, as a star in our star-studded cast they're pulling together. So now please welcome Lauren, who's already on the podium.
I was pretty close, so
You over here,
oh, absolutely.
and here is, thank you very much for all the work you do.
It's beautiful. Thank you so much, John.
I'm definitely going to have to go out to the Center for the Arts to see Lauren there. She's following good footsteps. Following in good. Oh, that didn't break.
Mom got a little excited.
Oh,
Sorry.
well, she's entitled to. She's entitled to. Well, Lauren, you have a tough act to follow because your company president was there not too long ago dancing for the stars. Okay, next rising star is Jamie Wilson. As a former educator and now an Army spouse, Jamie is passionate about engaging high mobility military children, and I guess they are high mobility in STEM. Jamie designed STEM programming as Army Research Laboratory's video game design camp that engaged students in coding, electrical engineering, and then she reached more than 70 military children in multiple states, 3 states to be a fact. Locally, she led the 2022 APG STEMS program, engaged 156 middle and high school students and county educators in hands-on STEM education activities led by Army researchers on topics that ranged from aerodynamics to chemistry. Jamie also coordinates cadet programs at ARL, where she designed and built STEM literacy among future Army leaders from across the nation to participate in scientific research. She designed Walk Through the Army S&T Life Cycle program that led representatives from 6 APG organizations to coordinate senior leaders, overview and mentoring sessions and tours. She coordinated the ARL USMA Technical Symposium that attracted West Point cadets and faculty, Army researchers, and Army leadership that deepened their scientific research and mentoring collaborations amongst those organizations. Please welcome Jamie to the podium. Okay, at this time we're going to move into the mentor category, which is usually our largest category because we value highly what these people do, because they're the ones that are literally having a hands-on approach with the program and the materials and really spend a lot of personal time mentoring students. Especially you heard about the SMA program in our county here, where they take on projects that last the entire year. So mentors are really involved and engaged with them throughout the entire school year. It does take a commitment, and we're so pleased to have mentors continually coming forward to support our students. So this time I'd like to talk about Andrew Adams. Now, he's referred to as Andy. He's an associate professor of biology at Harford Community College. Andy regularly demonstrates mentorship and collaboration with faculty and the greater community as a respected scientist, known for his enthusiasm and expertise in wildlife ecology. He conducts many research projects in the classroom and beyond, including the Maryland Department of Natural Resources. Andy also leads several wildlife research and monitoring programs, and particularly, maybe people are uncomfortable with this, with reptiles, snakes, and amphibians. But with various nonprofit organizations, he conducts this work, and with government agencies. And many of the times, his work has led to peer-reviewed publications. With other scientists, he provides training in wildlife identification for the Maryland Department of Natural Resources. And he's passionate about what he does, and he feels an immense joy from experience from wildlife and the outdoors. His greatest inspiration and motivation is to have his students get these same experiences while building successful careers in the field. Please welcome David to the podium. Our next mentor, Diana Patrick. Diana has been working with the local community for many years, in fact, 6 years. For the last 6 years, she's worked with the team from the DSA organization, which is also our VIP sponsor, so thank them for all the drinks they provided, and helped run their workshops from Tech Girls. And Tech Girls is a nonprofit organization that inspires middle school girls to explore the possibilities of technology, and also teaches them how to code to a large degree. Diana's frequent participation as a teaching assistant in these DSA Tech Girls workshop develops and designs these workshops, and has become an inspiration to other mentors and the many young women that depend on her watchful tutelage and also her knowledge of technology and computers. Diana also supports the Mid-Atlantic Developers SharePoint user group. That's a nonprofit dedicated to promoting technical education to to anyone at no cost through an in-person and virtual meetings. Diana also served years as a volunteer for the Jarrettsville Elementary School and worked over 1,000 hours with school children. Most recently, Diana worked the 2022 Magic of Science Fair event at Towson and taken upon herself to create the schedule for that program of classes and organize the methods they use for students in understanding the technical workshops before registration. Please welcome Diana to the podium. Okay, the next one is Peter Plostens. Peter has been with the ARL organization probably for a good portion of his life. I think it's 32 years of service, where he constantly provided mentorship to his employees at the time, the young interns, and colleagues. Today, Peter is very active in the Senior Science Society and the formation of the Discovery Center at Water's Edge. He recently developed plans and materials for their science fair held in conjunction with the APG Discovery Festival. He works with both these organizations, providing STEM lectures, hands-on demonstrations, and support for student science and job fairs and other student-oriented STEM activities. Before COVID, he guided school teachers teaching students on how things fly and developed the program Things That Fly and the teacher's instructions to go along with it. His mentorship philosophy is leading the development of the Discovery Center to become a resource in this area to promote student STEM learning and involvement. Please welcome Peter to the podium. We're going to do it this way.
We'll do it that way.
Thank you, Peter. Thank you.
Take care.
Our next mentor is Patrick Rogers. Pat started April 2016, helping found the Tech Girls program workshop. You've heard it mentioned a couple of times here tonight, and along with 6 other companies at the time. Pat not only personally has led the workshops there, but helped design, organize, and deliver brand new workshops such as the introduction to artificial intelligence, something we'll probably all should take very soon, where participants learn about how computers use past data and machine learning to stimulate human intelligence. He also delivered other fun workshops such as programming the Raspberry Pi mini computers and exploring data encryption. Pat has contributed to many other workshops and is led by talented local business persons who donated their time and expertise, and has also participated in Harford County's Boys and Girls Club Youth of the Year judging. Throughout his 20-year career, Pat has touched the careers of many young professionals and mentored several colleagues into leadership positions. Pat continues to volunteer his time and in youth-centered causes, such as the Discovery Center's 2022 Magic of Science Festival and his associated classic car show this past summer. Please welcome Pat to the podium. At this time, we're going to introduce a new program here. Not a new program, but it's the first time we've had this mentor team approach. And we didn't consider it at first, but through the influence of surface engineering and Mike Ray and others who have witnessed what these young fellows were doing, we decided to consider it. So this is a program where young people get together collectively and form a collective mentorship where they trade off time and talent and focus on school students. They're all graduates of Harvard Tech, and they are now focused back on Harvard Tech to help the students that are not too far removed from when they were there. So, it's only 2 or 3 years out that they graduated. And in the process, they talked their management at Surface Engineering into dedicating one of the training rooms to provide the facility to do that type of work in IT and coding and computer science and a whole bunch of other things. So it's commendable to have young people so eagerly willing to give back. And we hope that perpetuates itself by people witnessing it here tonight and telling others about it. And hopefully we'll see in the years to come other mentor teams coming back to the podium. So this is also first, I'm going to invite them up as a group to come up here so you can see them all together at one time. So I'd like to have the mentor team come to the podium. I'm going to have to hand it out. Come on up. We want to do a group photo.
The Cobras of Hartford Tech.
You get us all in, Joe? Not get the important ones in. That's really special. It's the first time we've done that. We've always had individual awards, but I think it's really special when you see young people like that coming together. And it was their idea, sort of serendipitously, I guess, and thank goodness Surface Engineering is always giving in this area, and they're willing to dedicate the space and the time for these young people to go back into their school. And hopefully Harvard Tech is going to benefit immensely from what they're doing. Now we're moving on to the Innovator category. Okay, the Innovator recognizes exceptional personal efforts in developing and implementing innovative programs and products that benefit building our STEM-educated workforce or advancing innovation and technology with the potential for broad positive impact in the community. Our first Innovator of the evening is Melissa Burke. She's an assistant professor of biology at Cecil College, where she focuses on anatomy and physiology and nutrition. I was going to make a connection here with the snakes and all that, but I don't know if I can. She is recognized for developing unique teaching methods to engage and help students as they often enter class with little or no scientific knowledge and few study skills. Duh. Okay. Professor Burke uses novel scaffolding methods of instruction that meet the students where they are. And by the end of the course that she conducts, and well as her peers, they are prepared for the next level of classes and know how to actively participate in any class and, most importantly, retain the information presented. That's kind of neat. She does this while maintaining a very high student retention rate as well. Her innovative approach to teaching science allows her to watch the students she has and see those light bulb moments that occur in that process. And she readily finds the creativity and ingenuity to come up with unique ways to teach these seemingly abstract concepts to students. More of what she does is outside the classroom. She actively volunteers her time mentoring middle school students and leading a team of volunteers at her church and volunteering at her Children's Homeschool Co-op. And she recently won the Faculty Recognition Award for teaching at Cecil College. Please welcome Melissa to the podium. Our next innovator is Bill Jones. He's the Senior Vice President for DSA's Integrated Solution Group, managing a diverse portfolio of programs, providing information technology solutions, and support to the many branches of the Department of Defense. Bill works with the DSA customers and inspires them to build innovative solutions that improve performance in all critical mission areas of information technology. Having over 40 years of experience in telecommunications and information technology, half of that was in the U.S. Army, Bill developed his vision for becoming an avid supporter of STEM education. He found his ways to establish a science and technology room in a 1,200-student elementary school and supply it with tablets, 3D printers, robotic kits, and a variety of education tools. He helped with the installation of smart boards in each classroom for the school. Since 2004, he has supported and overseen the award of over $1.5 million in scholarships, teacher grants, and school grants supporting STEM initiatives. Lastly, he helps with other STEM activities, judging at the annual regional science fairs. Please welcome Bill to the podium. It's always amazing when people still, after long careers, still find the time and the willingness and the desire to make a contribution. We certainly value those people immensely. The next category is leader. Leader definition is we acknowledge those individuals' steadfast, consistent contribution to building our STEM-educated workforce or advancing innovation and technology in a public way while inspiring others to help in accomplishing shared goals. Our first leader of the evening is Dr. David Hairston. He is the program coordinator for the mid-size robotics program at TechBrick Education. And as we mentioned earlier, it's an all-volunteer 501c3 organization here in the county that provides robotics education opportunities for students for a wide variety of backgrounds. He has transformed that program into a heavily student-led organization where the students gain real-life leadership and teaming skills alongside technical growth in the areas of CAD, computer-aided design, design programming, tool utilization, and iterative engineering improvement. As a result, the community has seen dozens of students, and you've seen some tonight, move on to the STEM higher education and even Department of Defense career paths. Dr. Harrison is a neuroscientist working with the DEVCOM Army Research Lab, and he's been doing that for the last 14 years. While there, he has published over 100 times and cited over 3,500 times by other scientists and is considered a top investigator at ARL. Dr. Harrison has a strong passion for combining the worlds of neuroscience with STEM outreach and is known across ARL as someone to help run any kind of demo or student activities. Please welcome David to the podium. Our next leader is Abby Johnson, is also with DSA as the Senior Vice President for Business Development. He is an inspirational leader who consistently challenges himself and his staff in the ever-evolving information technology industry. Avi has personally dedicated his time to supporting science fairs and hackathons, and furthers the intent of his volunteering to attract students in underserved communities to join STEM clubs and earn continuing education. His over 21 years of military service as an Army officer in the Signal Corps, including the Joint Chiefs of Staff and the White House, has helped him lead the programs that advance technology and facilitate building our STEM-educated workforce. For example, when he was the Executive Vice President of FC of National in the Washington Capital Region, he was responsible for overseeing 17,000 members and programs within that region that provided over $350,000 annually to STEM students and STEM programs across the Capital Region. Please welcome Avi to the podium. And our third leader of the evening, Rob Limpert. Rob leads Harford County Public Schools magnet and continuing education, technical education programs, and has developed the system-wide goals and priorities identified in their recent strategic and master plan. Most notably, Rob led the implementation of the highly beneficial student advancement program many of you know as Project Lead the Way, and its associated curriculums and programs at 5 high schools. They are Bel Air, Aberdeen, C. Milton Wright, Falston, and Havre de Grace. He has also led Project the Way curriculums in other Harford County middle schools. In addition, he leads the computer science and early childhood, foods, technology, education, and business programs for all 52 schools in Harford County. Through his leadership, schools are now establishing yearly goals for college and career readiness coordinators to help carry out the various programs and assessments throughout the school year. And again, Rob led his office to develop apprenticeships and the Harford Investment Program that's led to collaboration with Harford Community College to promote local workforce development. Rob's programs now serve over 7,000 students in Harford County Public Schools. Please welcome Rob to the podium. All right, at this time, we're going to get into the process of introducing our visionary, and we're going to start off by having Dr. Felder from Harford Community College, our gala sponsor, who has been doing this event and sponsoring it at the highest level for 12 years. Not her personally, but the college. But we appreciate that type of support, as it means so much to us in the room here and to the work that we are all doing. And I've asked Dr. Felder to introduce last year's visionary to you, and also to talk about what Harford Community College is doing that's so important to the rest of us here in the community. Dr. Felder?
Good evening to all of you. It's a pleasure to be here, and congratulations to all the winners. The awardees. It was very exciting to hear all the ways that we are supporting STEM in Harford County. And of course, we as a college support STEM. Some of our faculty are here. Our Dean of STEM, our STEM division is here. And but you know, we cannot do it alone. So I'm always excited. I'm really motivated about all the ways that we are partnering together. So I heard mentors mentioned over and over. The pathways that we have through HCPS and then on to the college, the work that we do with APG and the partnership that we have with them and all the businesses and those that are just personally care about the workforce of tomorrow and are supporting STEM. So I say it very often that it's all about collaboration, it's all about partnership, and I'm really excited and proud to see how we're working together to support STEM education. So, and I want to say thank you to NMTC as a board member. They do great work, and they are certainly some of the folks that are driving it. So John does a great job, and Claudine keeps us all straight. Claudine Adams drives us as the chair of the board. So, but it is my privilege to introduce Larry Mazzello. He does a lot of things really super well, but he does not retire well at all. He's done some great work. One of the programs we are most proud of as a college is the P-TECH program. And that's a partnership between the college, HCPS, and APG. And Larry is responsible for that program. In that program, we have students that will graduate with their college degree when they graduate from high school, and they will have a pathway to a great job at APG, and Larry made that happen. So I am honored to bring him up as last year's Visionary Award recipient so that he can introduce this year's recipient. So please give Larry a big hand. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Felder, for the very kind introduction. And it wasn't just me. Obviously, it was a partnership between United States Army Communication Electronics Command, Harford County Public Schools, and Harford Community College that made the P-TECH program possible for this county. And I'm happy to say we're on our third year. So we have our junior class, 35 in each grade. So I think we're on a roll, and it's a great program. So thanks for the introduction. First, I want to acknowledge all the award winners in attendance this evening. Thank you for your contributions in science, technology, engineering, and math, education, outreach, technology advancement, and leadership. So congratulations to each of you on your well-deserved recognitions. As Dr. Felder stated, I was the 2022 Visionary Award recipient, and as is the Northeast Maryland Technology Council's customary practice, it's my pleasure to introduce the 2023 Visionary Award recipient. So this year's recipient was a longtime employee of Susquehanna Workforce Network Incorporated, holding various positions, including job developer and counselor, which was his first position. He was the program coordinator, program supervisor, program manager, training and contracts manager, acting director, and then becoming the executive director in February of 2002, a position he had until his retirement last fall. The Susquehanna Workforce Network is a nonprofit corporation dedicated to implementing workforce solutions for businesses and serves as a catalyst for building a workforce development system that meets the comprehensive needs of our local employees and employers, and citizens. As executive director of the Susquehanna Workforce Network, Bruce England cultivated proactive and collaborative working relationships with federal, state, and local officials, agencies, and industry. He was dedicated to finding workforce solutions for businesses and was responsible for the administration, management, of planning of various programs and initiatives that were focused on, 1, assisting the business community in addressing their workforce challenges, 2, assisting job seekers through the region's Hartford and Cecil workforce centers, and 3, ensuring local youth had access to training and employment opportunities. As a visionary, he sought out financial resources and was constantly transforming the organization to help individuals look for a new career, plan a career change, or look for their first job. He was a team player who modernized strategies to align workforce needs in 2 growing counties. He was admired for his transformative leadership, and during his tenure, he and his staff significantly increased training and job opportunities for youth. I first met Bruce as he was continuing to address the needs of this area due to the 2005 base realignment and closure move of what were Fort Monmouth, New Jersey-based Army organizations to Aberdeen Proving Ground. Of special note, his efforts as related to BRAC included opening a transition center in New Jersey and subsequent support for job training, job fairs, and instructions on how to apply for Army civilian jobs through USA Jobs, which is very difficult. Bruce has served Cecil and Hartford County businesses and residents for more than 30 years, forming partnerships, finding funding sources, and providing services to meet the ever-changing economic needs of our area, all in keeping with his goal of helping the people of Cecil and Hartford counties find work. I can attest to the fact that through his efforts, Bruce has fulfilled the Susquehanna Workforce Network vision of advancing and growing the competitiveness of our region and creating a better quality of life for businesses and workers. So please join me in giving Bruce England a very warm welcome as a recipient of the Northeastern Maryland Technology Council's 2023 Visionary Award. So I think one of the scientists hacked the Amber Alert system. So we could, so I can agree.
So let me tell you a largely true story about Larry. I don't know how many meetings I've been in with Larry or events I've been in with Larry, but he's truly a visionary, a leader, a driver, and sometimes a pain in your butt. Definitely expert on workforce needs in this region. And one day it was like, okay, Larry, do you know it takes 12 to 22 years to grow that worker you're talking about? He looks at me and says, I need 600 of them next year. I said, I'll go see Dr. Felder and Dr. Bolt. They'll help us out. I appreciate the remarks from Ashley and Priscilla. You know so much more about STEM than I do. Thank you for being here tonight. All of our tonight's honorees are appreciative and grateful for NMTC and their nominating committee for recognizing their efforts. All of those people use collaborative partnerships to advance technology, education, economic, and workforce opportunities. Simply put, it's what many of us do all the time. It's what we do. We seek to work with other innovators, leaders, mentors, rising stars to advance opportunities. Personally, I've worked with an exceptional and engaged board of directors, talented staff at SWIN over many years, and importantly, many numerous partner organizations. Many of you are here tonight that are committed to growing workforce and economic opportunities in the region. My recognition here tonight also belongs to you, because you've been a large part of what I have been able to accomplish. One of SWIN's early efforts in growing technical workforce was a partnership with NMTC. And there's probably only about 2 people in this room that know about it. It was over 20 years ago. NMTC had this wild and crazy idea about teaching youth how to do programming, how to do coding, how to do graphic design. And at the end of this short program, they were going to make websites for businesses in our local area. And we partnered with NMTC to do that. And that happened it was before John's time here. It was probably it was before 2000. So I appreciate NMTC's efforts in advancing the technical workforce. One of the many strengths of this region is the willing and eager partnerships that include the private sector, government organizations, education and training organizations, nonprofits, economic and workforce development organizations. Larry alluded to a very strong example of this back in the early 2000 BRAC. a collaborative strength of our region several years ago was this prestigious National Partnership Award that SWIN received from the National Association of Workforce Boards. Our competition was over 750 communities in the region, in the country. Many of them having budgets 20 times the size of ours. This partnership was ignited by a trusted relationship and a record of exceptional performance. It was resourced by a strong federal and state partner, but it was delivered by about 50 local partners in our region.
I like that. I like that.
I know that several of tonight's honorees have worked to address technology and workforce challenges for many years. So I took a quick look back about 20 years to see how much the region has grown in just the professional, scientific, and technical services industry sector. Over the past 20 years, the number of establishments in this sector has increased by 52%. The employment in this sector has grown by over 40%. Both of these numbers outpace Maryland's average over the same period. Now, we all know that STEM occupations are also prevalent across all our major industry sectors, including healthcare, logistics, manufacturing, and more. This increases the importance of continuing to advance technologies and workforce capabilities. This will take more innovators, leaders, mentors, and rising stars. We do have an ask for our business and government owners and leaders. This is to continue to be great corporate partners that advance our region. Today's economic conditions and our crazy labor force dynamics certainly add confusion and challenges to our growth. I encourage you to continue your corporate investments in these partnerships. Continue to pursue opportunities to engage existing and new leaders and staff in your organizations to volunteer time and talent to advance our community. I know and you know that this is an investment will make a difference in our community as well as benefit your organization. In closing, I once again, on behalf of all the honorees tonight, I want to thank you for your recognition. Thank you very much.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we're getting close to concluding our program. I know you hate to hear that. You'd all like to stay a couple hours more. But our chair of the board, the NMTC board, to offer the final closing remarks for this event. And do hope you come and support us again next year at this event. And think of the people in your lives, like you've seen tonight, who you can nominate for one of these awards. They're out there. Just pay attention to them. And thank you all for showing up as you have and supporting the NMTC. Claudine Adams, come to the podium.
Hello, everybody. I hope you had, whoa, that's loud. I should be used to that. I'm loud. Anyway, thank you all for coming. I hope you truly, 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 truly enjoyed it as much as I did. There are so many things that we do so well in this community, and this is just a small example of all the wonderful things that happen. So can the awardees just stand up one more time for last round of applause? We just want to thank you so much. And I think one of the things that did strike me this evening is how many of you start working with the students at middle school. That is just way cool, because I think that makes such a difference in the lives of those students that make choices later in life that get to come on the podium and get awards for all the wonderful things that they do. So I just want to thank you. I want to thank the sponsors. I would do a dance for you, but I don't want to upstage Lauren with her thing next. So thank you, everybody, and have a great evening.